down to earth. Do you remember? Why have we taken birth? Do you remember?
So I'm delighted to welcome Reverend Mary Mitchell to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning. I am so excited about this topic, and you'll find out why as I go along. But the other thing I wanted to remind us this morning is this is it's been 3 months since Sue and I have been interim co-pastors. We started the beginning of June, and here it is the beginning of September. And actually on Friday, I walked out of the office and Sylvia said, "Have a wonderful holiday." And I went, "I'm not going anywhere." She said, "No, it's Labor Day weekend." And that just shocked me how I haven't been paying attention. Oh, I have Monday off? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So it's interesting how we get so wrapped up in the center and what we're doing, and we're celebrating and enjoying our work here so much that the time just flies by. The topic this morning is the great Amen or Amen. I don't know which one you use, but those 4 letters are in most Protestant, Christian, Jewish, Islamic teachings, but they're pronounced differently. And typically they're pronounced Amen. Amen is more formal. So we're going to be informal this morning and say Amen. That's all right with you. It's a word that you typically hear at the end of a traditional prayer, which is why in the King James Bible, Amen is interpreted as "so be it." Now, it's not "so will it be" sometime in the future, or it's not "in God's good time." It's "so be it, it is done." Amen, it is done. Now, in the science of mind, we don't use Amen very often because it typically is related to a prayer that is hoping something will happen, or "please God, make this happen," or "please fix this, change this, save this, change it," whatever. And it's Amen with hope. We don't hope. We know. We know our prayers are answered. They're answered by our belief. So when we say, "and so it is," we're going, Amen. It is done now. It's an energy, and that energy manifests in our life, because the energy we put towards anything creates more energy, brings other energies to it, and multiplies in our life. So how do we use Amen unconsciously? Well, we do use Amen unconsciously. As a practitioner, one time I had a person come to me and she said, "Oh, I could never do a prayer." And I said, "I believe you." And she said, "Well, you're a minister. Aren't you supposed to convince me that I can do a prayer?" I said, "No, you believe you can't, so hey, who am I to change your belief?" I said, "But truthfully, you're praying all the time." Thank you. We are praying all the time. When someone says, "I'm sick and tired," what I hear is Amen. It's the Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. So are you saying Amen to mediocrity? This is a wake-up call today. You're saying Amen every day. For example, when somebody's really annoying, and I mean like really annoying, and we judge that, we're saying Amen to that. And we're limiting that person's experience in our life. We've put them in a little box. But if we say to ourselves, "They may be annoying, but honestly, I know there's some good qualities there," and I invite those good qualities to come forth, and we recognize it, and we say Amen till there's more to that person than meets my current eye, we've allowed them to be all they can be in our life. So judgment is a very definite Amen. When you're really clear about judging something, please be careful. Please think about this. One of the things a lot of people are saying Amen to is how bad the hurricanes are. But you know, truthfully, it's going to bring some good out in people that was not there before. Can we say Amen to that? That's the question. Can we say amen to goodness instead of fear or doubt? So the challenge is to use amen consciously. I consider amen like a rubber stamp, and I brought my little stamp here along today as a little demonstration, because you open it up and you go, amen, amen. In the book, The Universe is Calling, Eric Butterworth says, do not voice in prayer what you're not willing to rubber stamp, amen. Do not use your time to stamp amen on problems, but use it instead to stamp amen on solutions. Do I have an amen? Amen. All right. I've been waiting for this all week. This is great. The energy of amen is acceptance. I accept this. And, you know, we talk a lot about consciousness here at the center. And it's really what we're believing, consciously believing. But oftentimes we get caught up in the trends or what our neighbors think or what the TV thinks or the news thinks. What better time this week with the convention coverage for people to say all kinds of weird amens. And more to come on that, I'm sure. So are you sick and tired of what you're believing that's manifesting in your life? Can you believe in more good that is happening in the world? Because I truly believe it is. I think we are coming to a critical point in the evolution of humanity where it's time to say yes to life, good to life, know the best in life, instead of undermining it at every point by fear and doubt. Psalms 121 verse 1 is called a song of ascent. I lift my eyes up to the mountain. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. That is where our... So are we a person of increase or are we a person of decrease? When you meet with your friends, are you tearing down something, complaining about something, feeling bad about something, or are you seeing some good in life somewhere? What this sense of seeing good does is it synchronizes our energy with the energy of God, of Spirit. And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Synchronizing your energy with the positive, powerful energy that's out there in the universe, that's always there. When we synchronize ourselves with fear, it's debilitating for the whole planet. The whole planet. It's like a butterfly effect. It goes out there and shifts energy in a decreasing manner. So it's important to believe more in solutions than it is problems. So how do we do this? One way is if you have a problem, take a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, put all the negative aspects of that problem on the left side, and on the right side, put all the positive aspects. Now, some problems you can't really see positive aspects, but I challenge you to do that. And if you have a challenge with that, come and see us. Come and see Sue and I. Talk to any of the practitioners. We will try to see from God's eyes what's really going on here that is for your good and your future good, and the good of your family, your community, and your friends. And then when you see all those positive things, stamp them all, amen. I accept this in my life. I accept that in my life. The universal energy is calling you to the facts, but it's the facts that are transcended by what we see. The facts are your soul brought you here in this life experience for a greater understanding and a greater evolution, to understand the truth about yourself, who you are, and who you're meant to be. So if you feel stuck, you're kind of not with the flow. You're not going with the flow. You're going with a static environment where you sometimes can't even see that there's a different way. So when we're in the flow, ideas come like rainfall. They just come like raindrops. And sometimes I get so many ideas I have to stand and go, whoa, I think I'm tired already. Because the ideas are ever flowing in the universe. So be alert to what you accept, but be alert to what you're stamping amen. Don't let anyone, don't let the news, don't let other people tell you how to feel or tell you how to live. Only you know how to do that. Eric Butterworth says, you may have been fired from a job, but you've not been fired from the universe. Isn't that the truth? There's more for us. Do not accept separation from your true nature. Eric says, be sure to put a period at the end of every prayer. Never leave it up in the air with a question mark. Stamp it, amen. I always smile when I'm teaching classes and one of my students who's been there for several weeks, and I say, ask the group a question, and they say, the subconscious mind is the creative mind? They answer a question with a question. And it's true, they may not understand it, but that's an indicator. If you're answering a question in your life with a question, there's something deeper going on here. Because there's a power in our belief. Our beliefs are extremely powerful because they go into our subconscious mind, which we call subjective mind. They're like a seed, and we nurture it, and we water it, and we expect it to grow, and it grows, and we look at the results and go, wow, where was my mind? Where was it that was the result? Then we, as practitioners, look back and say, oh, well, there was just a little error here. There was just a little off-kilter here, and we can see the thread running through your life, and the thread resulted in that. And we go, I'll be darned. I can change that, and that's good. Ernest Holmes explains the creative process in an equation. C plus B equals A. What we see, conceive, plus B, what we believe, equals what we achieve, A. C plus B equals A. It sounds a bit like Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, living through a positive mental attitude, and I went online to confirm that Dr. Peale actually studied with Ernest Holmes, and he went to his fundamentals class, and the idea in the fundamentals class is change your thinking, change your life. And he really jumped on that one and sold millions of books on success through a positive mental attitude. And so in the equation C plus B equals A, C being conceived, that means to imagine. God can only do for us what God can do through us, and it takes our imagination, conceiving ideas, conceiving how it can be, to stir this up to make this equation work. Which is why some people draw more success, more friends, maybe a better job, maybe more money, why some people draw more of those things to them than other people. Because they're conceiving, they're starting with an idea that it could really be so. When we strengthen our ability to conceive, we do this through meditation, through deep listening, journal writing for at least 5 to 10 minutes, so spirit, the ego gets out of the way and spirit can tune in with you. And that's when we get to choose our amen. C plus B equals A. B is believe, because subconscious mind is the fertile soil where our ideas can grow. It takes the seed of conceiving in order to have anything happen. And so we have to affirm the reality that there is an invisible creation taking place in our life. It comes in all different dimensions and different strengths, from I think it might work to it's absolutely working. It is done, amen. The whole range of acceptance, to conceive and then to believe. So how do we establish and strengthen our faith? It's through spiritual practices, of course. That's what we do here. That's what we teach here. Ernest Holmes, he was about 5 foot, had a really delightful voice, very happy. His nickname was Mr. Happy. And I just love this when he said, we don't let up. We don't give up. We do not shut up. We're lifted up. I can just see him saying that. We do not let go. We do not let up. We do not give up. We do not shut up until we are lifted up. That's what prayer is all about. Keep going till you get to that place where you feel that release of energy. He said, the demonstration of our faith and the results we get are from 3 P's: persistent, positive prayer. Persistent, positive prayer. And again, he said this: Climb over the rocks of unbelief. Go around the boulders of doubt. Plunge into the stream with faith. The stream will carry you back to the ocean of your being. He never saw a boulder he couldn't go around or a mountain he couldn't climb. What he always asked when he met people, new people, he would say, "How's your life going for you? Are you happy with it? What's going on? Are you happy with it? And if you aren't, well, heck, you can change it. Change your thinking, change your life experience." But it's not our faith in the power that works, it's actually how we use the power, the amen part of our power. It's our conviction. C plus B equals A, conceive and believe. So I have a question for you this morning. Faith and fear, when are they the same and when are they not? When are faith and fear the same? And when are they not? They're the same when we're accepting something, either through fear or faith. We stamp it, amen. That's when they're the same, but we get different results. You're stamping your life every day. Are you getting the results that you want? Whether we're stamping it with faith or fear, we're creating a mental energy that brings those results to us. So I invite you to consider that today. When we stamp fear with amen, we're accepting what we don't want. Oh, when we're stamping our life with fear, amen, we're accepting what we don't want. Because fear is something that hasn't happened yet. It's something we're worried about happening. But when we stamp faith with amen, we're using the same power and we're accepting what we do want. Now, sometimes fear is just too darn comfortable. Have you been around people who, "Hi, how's your day going?" "Well, wait till you hear this. This happened and that happened, and this person said this, and the newspaper said this, rah, rah, rah," and on they go. And sometimes we buy into that and go, "I know exactly what you mean. Things are really bad." It's hard to be the guardian of our mind 24/7. But that's what Science of Mind calls you to do, to practice till you get there. Practice till you get there. It's worth the effort. When we replace fear with faith, we set up a new experience based on the law of attraction. Our mental energies are attracting like energies. So when we have faith in the good, faith in what's going to happen in our life, faith that all is well, it attracts like energy. Wouldn't we want the whole world to feel that way? We can do it, but it always starts with us. Doggone it, it always starts with us. So the third part of the equation, C plus B equals A, is achieve. We conceive, we believe, and we achieve. You know, when I went to college, I was 29 years old, and I knew I wanted to go to college because I knew I wanted a job in the wood products industry. So I thought, I'm just going to go 3 years straight through the whole year, and it was hard. Went to Ohio State, sawmill management. Fascinating courses. Calculus, trigonometry, chemistry. Oh my God, it was hard. So I made myself a promise. I said, I want a 3.0 grade point average. And I tell you, it was hard. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. And when I got my last, transcript, I had to laugh. I had a 3.01. Now, this was years before I found Science of Mind, but I had found Norman Vincent Peale's book, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude, and I mentioned that before, and it really helped me along so that by the time I walked in here 20 years later, all I could do was cry because I already believed all this. And so it was really interesting that if I'd have said 3.5, how much harder would that have been? Really? Probably not much harder. So we set our intention, we have our idea, we stamp it with faith, and we go forward, and we look back and go, it was really pretty easy. Yeah, it could have been a lot better. I could have done a lot better. I could have maybe done this or that. But we proved to ourselves time and time again how powerful our mind is. So, if you feel stuck in your life, and you've listed all the negatives and you listed all the positives, and you think the negatives are a little more likely, please do persistent positive prayer. Because Spirit is waiting for you to join in that legion of people, that number of people that have created positive energy in this world, that are shifting the world in a way that you can feel it. Maybe you can't see it right now, but you can feel it. When the Olympics are mainstream with yoga and prayer and meditation, you know it's happening. It's happening around the globe. And we have to trust more in the goodness than in the fear. I have a paragraph at the end of this chapter in Eric Butterworth's book. And if you haven't gotten this book, please do. It's just an absolute delight. He says, "Dear reader, hear me with your heart when I remind you the universe is calling, singing its song of life and love into your whole being. You are one with the divine flow. You are in tune with health and substance and love and peace. You walk and work in tune with the infinite process that turns all things of your life to good. And to this I say, amen." Love it. So join me in a treatment for this. And for you who are new, our form of affirmative prayer we call spiritual mind treatment because we are treating our mind to know the good. So please join in this with me, if you choose. There is only one power here, one infinite intelligence, infinite presence that has given us the choice in how to live life. We know our souls are brought here thanks to the mind of God looking to understand itself through us, which is an interesting thing to observe on Labor Day weekend. That God, infinite intelligence, whatever we call it, is looking at itself through us. That's why we have the conscious ability to create our life experience. So this morning, as we recognize once again that it's time to stamp our life with a lot of positive, life-affirming amens, we see how powerful this is. To let go of the negative, to not buy into all the stories of gloom and doom, to know the truth is that we're all waking up to our spiritual divinity. This morning I say amen to life, amen to health, prosperity, goodness, relationships. An amen relationship has got to be an awesome relationship. So this morning, I know my relationship with God is a lot deeper and clearer and very, very sweet. It's our nature. It's who we are meant to be. I accept it for myself and everyone here, and I am so grateful on this Labor Day weekend to be in this place with this message, knowing it's really all about the perfection of our life. Thank you, Spirit. We release and let go of anything unlike the goodness and grace of God. Amen.
To